Hey tutors, this is a very quick start guide. It has to be very quick because it has to fit on a YouTube video, and I've been trying all day to get this right when I've had time. So hopefully this is the right run. I want you to know what you need to be prepared for day one and beyond, especially if this is your first semester tutoring with us. So let's look at it from the perspective of the student who comes online and accesses our lab and sees you. You're here to greet them. They probably need some reassurance, and they really need to know that we're here to support them. You may not have all the answers, especially day one or week one, but at least that you have a positive attitude, that you are there, and that you let them know they've come to the right place. And if there's something we're not able to help them with on that first visit, we're going to figure out what we can do to help them. One of those things is the fact that you know how to be a student, right? You've been doing this for a while, and these mostly are first-time freshmen in our sections, and they don't know how to navigate everything on campus, and now they're here in a pandemic. So they really need some guidance from someone with some experience. What do you do in this situation? And so you're there for that. One thing you need to make sure of is that you log on according to the directions I sent you into the Read 1000 section. Even though we work with history, for student success purposes, you're not a history tutor, you're a reading tutor. So if you go in the wrong section, you're going to find out that there are history classes across campus, including History 2020s. But we're not working with students who are not in our Read 1000 sections, or sometimes have formerly been in. That's another subject. We'll talk about that later. So when students come in, you need to find out which Read 1000 they're in. If they don't remember the section number, at least they need to know who the professor is, and that will give you enough to get going. We're going to steer them in the best directions we can. And again, if you can't find the answers right away, then you can offer to take their email address. Only MT mail, please. Don't email them outside of MTSU's email system. Get their email address, and then let them know that you're going to do some checking, and that you'll get back with them when you have more resources to share. And that could be contacting the reading professor directly, but in doubt, contact me. Okay, so what are you actually doing to go in? You're logging in at the set time according to the instructions for your shift. You're going to need to appear professional. So in what you wear and what's in your background, free of distractions, your area. So when students come in, they have your full attention, right? And you clearly are there representing MTSU as you work as a peer tutor. There's no tutoring on the go this term. So what I mean by that is that you need to be set up at a desk or wherever that looks professional, and you're monitoring that Zoom shell the whole time, right? So that Zoom link, you are in there and students can come in. Don't transfer it to your phone and run down the street for something, right? You're driving down the street because you want to pick up lunch or something and no one's been there for a while. You're out doing yard work, but you've got your phone in your pocket. Don't do any of that, please. This term, I really want us to be just focused. If you're being paid for this time, so you're just focused on being there for the students. Now, at that desk or whatever, could you do homework or other things while you're waiting? Absolutely, you can, as long as right when a student comes, you have the resources you need. And part of it is them feeling like they're being helped fully, not distracting someone. So if it's like you're out wandering around with your phone and so forth, when I contact someone and I see a lot of movement like that, I feel like I probably have them at a bad time, and it doesn't seem like they're really equipped to help me, right? When I see a tutor who's right there sitting waiting for me, already has D2L pulled up, assuming we've helped you get to the D2L shells to access my class and all of that, now I feel like things are a bit more prepared. Right, so that's important. We're going to ask students how we can help them. We're going to make sure we understand the need. We're going to help you know who else is on our staff, so that if someone else can better meet a student's need, we get them to that person. Okay, so we can help them as far as we can go, but we also may have someone who helps more, especially in the area, for example, of history. We have a couple people on just for history. We have someone on for writing and research, so we want to make sure that we're able to help someone get to the best area. We do have someone who speaks Arabic, and we have some other language diversity among our staff, but let's never assume that someone wants help in a particular language unless they request it. But they may come requesting it, because we will tell them in classes that this is available. So again, you'll know who speaks those languages if a student would like to have help switching between English and another language. There's a report form I will send you hopefully tomorrow. So once you have it, every time you have a session, you will fill that report out. Okay? We'll support you. It may take us a couple days, but we will get all of those D2L links set up. We will have tutoring veterans or faculty come around to meet with you while you're on. If you're new, to make sure that you're getting everything you need. I will be available to assist. Adam will probably be helping me as the second person, so you'll have contacts if something goes wrong. We'll have an appointment schedule, so if someone shows up and they need to make an appointment with someone else, you'll be able to help them. And we'll just check in with you periodically to make sure everything's up and running and everything's okay. Here are some things you must do. If you know you're going to be absent, you're actually not just telling us, you're actually asking, can I have this time off? And if you are working with another person at the same time, for now, just make sure that person does plan to be there. And if you can let me know that that person is verified they will be there, then we can give you the permission to be off work on that day. You need to keep track of your time. So from the time you log in till the time you log out, which should be in close proximity to the schedule or agreed upon times to work, you need to mark those times. Not what the schedule said, the actual times you worked. So I want you, the day that you go to work, to have a way to record that starting and stopping time. You're going to email me those to me at the end of each week, and then the record I turn in will match the record that you've recorded, which you'll put on Pipeline. If you can't access something, you're going to get help immediately from Adam or from me. So if the D2L link on a particular day, not D2L, but Zoom link is broken, we can get quick help, so you need to let us know. If you accidentally miss a shift, you need to report that as soon as possible. And if it's possible, you need to stay on until the next person comes. So that's one of the reasons timeliness is so important. If there are two people working and one needs to run, the other could hang out. But also report if that person's not there within 5 minutes, because we'll get a replacement on for them, or we'll reach out to them so that they can get on and be tutoring. Anything funky that happens, a student says something that you're wondering about, anything at all that when in doubt, report. Please let me know what's going on. We have professional tutoring standards. One of those things is that we don't form outside relationships with people that come in for tutoring, especially if we don't already have an outside relationship. So no meeting off of the, outside the lab. Hey, I'll meet you in the library and work with you more on this. That's not our role. Don't give out your cell phone numbers, please. If a student seems like they are pushing that boundary, you just need to say, I'm actually here for this, very calmly, very respectfully, but you have boundaries. That doesn't mean you don't care. They couldn't spend a few times listening. You couldn't spend a few minutes listening to things that they want to share. But again, it's just that role of you are, an MTSU professional, and so we don't want to blur those lines. And if you have questions about that, ask me, or we'll talk more about that. That should have been handled also in your tutor training. Those are the things you need to know for now. Thank you so much for your service. And again, make sure you're on starting Thursday at your assigned times, and we will be around to check on you and then make sure that you're getting resourced and getting additional help. All right? Thank you so much.